I met Joan Rivers. I had gone to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show in New York, and there's two there's two kind of fun stories that came out of this. And she was the narrator. And
I just can't serve the narrator.
do you guys know who Sebastian Bach is from Skid Row?
Yeah. He stared me down.
So he played Riff Raff. And I
could see that.
I was waiting outside because I had some flowers I wanted to give the actresses. You know, it's kind of like a tradition, be like, great show, yada, 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 wonderful. He's the first one out. Boom! He kicks open the door. Fucking rock star. He hasn't changed his clothes. He's still in his makeup. He's throwing up devil horns, and he's just like, rock and roll! Yeah. And, like, he has a beer in each hand, and he chugs one beer and, like, throws it away, and he gets a marker out of his pants, and he just starts signing ladies' tits. Like, they're not like, sign my tits. He's like, this is going to happen now. And he walks across, like, my path, and I'm not really doing anything other than, like, oh, this is a crazy human being.
Did he sign your tits?
He
didn't. He signed my dick.
And he's like, why does this look so good?
He got SE and was like, well, you got what you got. He grabbed the flowers out of my hand, bit the heads off the roses, spit them into the air and goes, roses taste like shit, rock and roll, and like finishes his beer, jumps into a limo and speeds off, and I was like, that guy is the living embodiment of rock and roll. He used the phrase rock and roll like a period to end sentences. We're like, it's great to be here, rock and roll, and I was like, all right, Sebastian Bach. But then like after everybody had left, like Joan Rivers comes like shuffling out, and like no one was paying. She's a littlest old lady. She's like 4 feet tall. Like she came up like to like my chest line, and she's just sitting, like she's not sitting, she's standing along the road, and she's waiting for her limousine to pull up, and no one's bothering her. So I just walk up to her, and I was like, Miss Rivers, you know, I just want to say I'm a big fan of yours. I think you're really funny, yada yada yada. Just giving general compliments, and she's like, oh sweetie, thank you so much. She couldn't have been nicer. We had a nice little conversation, but I've never had such a powerful, natural, primal urge to just crush someone with my fist. Like I just wanted to cave her her skin in real life looked like an apple that you left out on the seals for too long. Like, did you ever make an apple head? And I just knew with one good punch I would murder this old woman. It would only take one. She would just melt under the force of my bone structure, just pushing right into her eye. Yeah, she would look like the Wicked Witch of the West after she got water thrown on her. Like, just one downward punch, and I could put her skull into her shoes. Like, she would just melt with one good punch, and I feel like I could run and get away with it. And, like, there was just, like, this, like, 5% part of my brain just, like, do it, murder Joan Rivers, murder Joan Rivers, and the whole time I'm like, you were good in that show. Like, I just have, like, a white-knuckled fist just shaking by my side.
Not today.
Just not today. Like, there's one world in the infinite string theory universe of the worlds where Wes Williams murdered Joan Rivers at like 16 years old just in New York and just got away with it. And sometimes I wish I lived in that world, just carrying the weight of knowing I killed a comedy legend with my hands.
The best part about that story is the part where you get to Joan Rivers and it's like, this isn't a Wes Williams story yet. And then we ride over that curve. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.